What's going on, guys? Look, man, this is SEC second to none, and we are live again this week. And let me tell you, all my hosts right here. Let me just start by out saying I got Vandy, I got Missouri, I got Arkansas, I got UK, I got Georgia, I got Tennessee, I got LSU, and I got Arkansas again. Look, dude, this is about to be a wonderful show. Thank all you guys for tuning in right now to Second to None. And look, we gonna have a good time. Guys, how you guys doing today, man?
We're doing excellent, man. There for a second, I thought you was going to leave Tennessee last. I was going to say, Michael, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, I think pretty much everybody in the SEC would pretty much leave Tennessee last. But
I concur.
That's but don't ask me. I'm just a little bitty guy here on the totem pole. Guys, man, it's been a long week. This is something we've been trying to get together all week, and I want to thank all you guys for tuning in. All you guys out there who are definitely watching, thank you so much. Don't forget to share to your friends and your family. Let them know that we're doing it right now, man. The Second to None show is on right now, and we're just going to come together. Our biggest topic today is what's the top 5 running backs. But before we actually get to that, anybody got any breaking news? I think, Dustin, you got something to cover for about NIL.
Yeah. So there was actually a new bill introduced by Joe Manchin and Tommy Tuberville. Senators Manchin and Tuberville introduced a college sports bill Tuesday that would require athletes to disclose how much money they make from their name, image, and likeness deals, regulate collectives, and also they put restrictions on players when they can transfer. So this bill that just got introduced last week by Cory Booker and Richard Blumenthal. This come right after that, and this one's called the College Athletes Bill of Rights. But it prohibits an institution of higher education and an intercollegiate athletic association or conference from restricting the ability of college athletes to market the use of their names, image, and likeness or athletic reputations. It sets penalties for any institution that violates that. And also it promotes their health and well-being, not only during while they're playing and also after they're playing as well. So we're now starting to see a lot of bills that are coming out for the NIL. Lord knows the NCAA wasn't going to do anything, so now the government is trying to take this into their own hands.
This is one thing about the NIL. This is something that has been that people have talked about for years and years. And I really think until they really can just find a really solid blueprint, sometimes you think they're just kind of okay, we're going to do it. We're going to just throw it out there and let everything happen. So this is definitely something that is, going to continue until it's really worked out, until it's really benefiting the players, ultimately. But, it's fair across the board. Mm-hmm. I think that should be the thing at the end of the day. So, hopefully this NIL deal is, when it's not going away. So if anybody who doesn't like NIL, I think they should go away with it. Well, you might as well just kind of get used to it, because it doesn't seem like it took a long time to get here, and it's probably going to be a long time, if it goes away, because it's just trickling down every single day. So we got to get used to it. Anybody else got anything on that right fast?
My take on that is if they can somehow combine the two bills, because there's one element of the Tuberville and Manchin bill that I absolutely love, where it actually addresses transfers, and it sets the limit at, unless you've been at a school for 3 years, you're not allowed to transfer unless you have a verified hardship case.
Okay.
On the other bill, they both do the same thing essentially, but on the Tuberville bill, it sets up a 15-person board to regulate NIL. The Booker board does the same thing, but the difference is the Booker and Blumenthal proposal actually gives that 15-person board subpoena power, which gives them the authority to hold teams accountable if they abuse the process and do what they're not allowed to do. So.
Okay. So like I said, this is something that is going to continue to, it's going to be in the news all the time until something is truly settled and working across the board for everyone to have. So I think we have some breaking news in the SEC.
We actually do. We actually do have breaking news. This morning, it's been announced that Rice University has actually hired Tommy McClellan as their new athletic director. And you may ask how that pertains to the SEC. Well, Tommy McClellan was the associate athletic director at Vanderbilt, second in command under Candace Story Lee. He was in charge of public relations, and he led the fundraising effort to support the Vandy United campaign for facilities upgrades. Massive shoes to fill there in his absence. I wish him nothing but the best. He's been a great addition to Vanderbilt, and I actually wish him and his family nothing but the best down there at Rice.
Pretty much, you always want to, when people move on and they get bigger jobs, it's one thing about it. You always want to wish them the best, no ill will or anything like that. So, good luck to him down there being AD. That's what people come into business for, is to grow and to advance. So they definitely have to, they definitely wish him the most or the best, whatever.
Well, we do have one more bit of breaking news. We have Mr. Indy with us. It was almost impossible to find a Missouri fan. I didn't even know they existed.
How much did you pay him?
No. I'd like to welcome Mr. Indy to the show with us. Welcome. Glad to see you.
Yeah,
glad to have you on here.
Really looking forward to it. Missouri doesn't get much exposure. We're middle of the pack team, but sometimes every once in a while we give it a good throw. Get a good win. So let's see what it looks like this year.
You cheer for who?
MIZ.
You always play pretty good against Georgia. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I know, right?
Truly, Mizzou wasn't the school that gave Georgia the most fit last season. So good on you for that.
Oh, God.
You always take Kentucky down to the wire too.
Indy, that was
a good
spoken
time.
like a true Missouri fan. Way to
There
go.
you go.
And you know something else, Indy. Something else that Mizzou has been able to do that Tennessee hasn't done in probably 20 years is at least make it to the SEC championship. So good on you there too.
Thank you. We'll take what we can get.
Absolutely. Also, I would like to say for the beginning of the football year, we had George. He helped out with basketball. But as far as football, I want to welcome George and Cody, the King, to our football team now as well. And also, Mr. West, thank you for joining in. Appreciate that too as well. It's kind of hard to have the SEC without having Alabama. And how coincidences is to have you and Georgia right beside each other.
Nice.
So on a personal level,
we won't be next to each other much longer. Like we'll be up and down because when they get rid of the divisions, you won't be able to.
Right.
That's true. Yep. What you got, Chris?
So on a personal level, I got to welcome Brian Kelly's dance partner to the show. I've known him for about 12 years now. Welcome to the cluster there, Cody.
Oh,
The holder of Jay Johnson's jackstrap.
yes, that's it right there. Jay Johnson's towel holder right there.
There you go.
How does that smell?
Amazing. Like roses.
You're gross.
I am.
So, guys, it's absolutely no surprise that the SEC is the best conference in football, hands down. No one can say anything about that.
Nope.
It's only fitting that we have the best running backs, also.
Right.
So we're gonna start. We're gonna start the show with you guys. As you guys went ahead and each one of you guys. So nobody really knows who picked what, and that's how I wanted to design it. Everybody inbox me. So whenever your guys are revealed, everybody else will see it for the first time.
Okay.
So we're gonna just kick this off we're gonna go in no particular order. We're gonna go in alphabetical order, and we're gonna just kick this off right. So the first one up is Arkansas.
Sure.
But which
Mike-
Arkansas?
Which Arkansas?
Mike,
If we're going in alphabetical order, Alabama comes before Arkansas, right?
Yeah, but I don't have an Alabama. Yeah, but I don't have an Alabama 5 though, so I can't just. So you know what? I tell you what. For the first one for the year, this is what we're gonna do. You got muted. So we're gonna start with Mike first.
Mike, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah.
Of course, I got Rocket first.
Yep.
He proved last year, and I think with KJ Jefferson, with Dan Enos, he's only going to get better. Then I've got Judkins as second. And honestly, you can probably really one will be one week and two the other week, and then they'll just. I mean, that's a good battle. I think a Emmett Smith type situation. Then the next three, I think it's a throw up. But I think my names have slipped me. You got the guys from Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama. I think those are going to be the next three. And I think those are going to be the 5 standout running backs. But I think everything's going to focus on Sanders and Judkins again this year. I think those are the two elite.
So you're going to go with Mike Sanders as your number 1 pick.
Rocket.
I'm sorry, Rocket. My fault. What did I say?
Mike. You said Mike. But man, Mike is going to run off with the competition, man. He looks like he could grab the ball.
He was going to be pretty good with it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Next, we're going to go to George.
All right.
And this is George's. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the top 4, and then we're going to do the 5 all by itself. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll start off with number 5. I got Jace McClellan. Alabama, I think he's going to have a stellar offensive line. He's going to run all over pretty much anybody that comes next to him. Then we got Kendall Milton out of Georgia. I think the same thing. Offensive line is going to be really good. They're going to be a force to reckon with on the ground. My surprise pick is going to be Montrell Johnson for Florida. I do not think Florida is going to have a good season. Don't get me wrong, but I think the running back yards are going to be there. They do have a pretty good offensive line that's returning, so I think he'll get some carries. The problem is quarterback play. So I think he's going to get a lot of attention on the ground. And then the same as Mike, I'm going to go number 2, Quinshon Judkins. And then my number 1 is, of course, going to be Rocket Sanders. And for obvious reasons. Now, it is because I'm biased, okay? I do have a hog up here on the hat. But
somewhere else.
You got to remember, okay? You got to remember back last year, it was Judkins and Sanders right neck and neck to each other. Had Sanders got a few more carries in the Missouri game, I think he would have took the title. So it's going to be them two versus everybody else. So
there you have it. And that's 2 Arkansas guys.
Yep.
So our Auburn rep, Kenny, he couldn't actually make it today. So I will actually do Kenny's for him.
Oh, goodness.
I know, right?
Look at this.
He did send him in.
Somebody who just joined.
He got so number 4, he got Jalen Wright from Tennessee. Then he has Noah Kane from LSU. Raheem Sanders at number 3. Quinshon Judkins at number 2. And his number 1 was, I guess he's going to be biased too, is Jaquez Hunter.
Oh, of course.
From Auburn. Exactly.
Shocker.
I know, right? That seems to be the guy that he enjoys talking about a whole lot. So that's Kenny's top 5 right there.
Damn. If he stays away from women, maybe he'll get some carries. Oh, did that? Did I say that out loud? I am so sorry.
I know, right?
I apologize. It's a family show.
It's a family. It's just family oriented.
Hunter's not even going to be the starter at Auburn, though. Brian Battie is the leading rusher returning, and he's going to be the starter.
Well, I
agree.
That just shows you the depth of our Auburn knowledge.
Yeah.
To be fair,
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure Brian Battie plays because yes, he did have over 1,000 yards rushing last year at a 1-11 South Florida, but his competition at South Florida was not the SEC. Let's just be real.
Hunter had 1,260 yards last year. 6.5 yards a carry. He's definitely, and that was under Tank Bigsby. He was getting that leftovers. He's going to do well.
Yeah, but isn't he suspended
No, he's back.
or hurt?
Nope. I don't think so. No
I knew
more.
he got suspended for a little bit, but Hunter's back. They announced that like two or 3 weeks ago.
Trust me, we heard about it for like 2 weeks in a row. So, I mean, we know.
Well, as soon as they hired their coach with all the high rep, I'm sure he got those suspensions went away, right?
Yeah, of course.
I think Alabama's afraid of Hugh Freeze. He's the only one that has Nick Saban's number.
Nah.
I think Michael might be muted. Either that or he's in the transfer portal.
Yeah, I'm in the transfer portal. Next is the computer is only smart as the guy that's working it. So next we're going to go with Matt for Kentucky, and let me see. This is somewhere. Matt's right here. There you go.
All right. I'm going to go with Chase McClellan from Alabama, and Jalen Wright from Tennessee, Ray Davis from Kentucky, and Raheem Rocket Sanders from Arkansas. And then my last one would be Quashin Jukins from Ole Miss.
You're so soft spoken, man. You should just you know what? You're so soft spoken.
Hey, hang on, Michael.
Hey,
can you please say that name one more time, Matt? Please say that name.
Did I mispronounce it?
Just no. Say exactly how you said it.
So here's the thing, Matt.
Oh boy.
So we get on these video chats on our message thread on Facebook, and you get really, really loud.
Yes, you do.
If you don't start getting loud up in these podcasts like this, man, we're gonna start roasting you like Bones Coffee roast some coffee beans.
I'm ready.
Well, hey, remember I got on you last week and you got real fiery at me when I talked smack on Kentucky. Do I need to start with you again?
Ooh.
Go for it.
I mean, hey, yeah, I see that you finally could afford to get some power because we can see your face, but
Go for it.
Oh man. Well,
You know what? That is very funny coming from an Alabama guy. I'm just saying. I know you live in Georgia, but I'm just saying that's pretty funny coming from an Alabama guy. Yeah. Anyway,
I see Mike trying to step up for his Kentucky buddy.
no. Yeah.
I'm unbiased host.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah. You don't have
Absolutely.
to say something.
So, all right. So we gotta. So now we're gonna go to a little quick break right here, and then we'll be right back with rest of the top 5 running backs to close it out.
What's the difference between these two identical cups of coffee? Everything. Everything. Boring, basic coffee is leaving you dead inside. Thank the Dark Lord, there's Bones Coffee. Small batch, full-bodied coffee infused with the most mind-melting flavors in the world. Or underworld.
Oh, I've had flavored coffee.
Oh, I've had flavored coffee before. You haven't had Welcome to the highly caffeinated, slightly wicked, and immortally delicious world of Bones.
That's that coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I think all you guys on here may like a little coffee to go with your little morning routine.
Most definitely.
I think, Chris, you've already tried it too as well. So
I have, and I'm going to save that.
Hey, man, where's our box of Bones Coffee at? We were supposed to get one too.
yeah. Please, sure. Let me just smell it. Coffee in the morning, when you even though I don't drink it, I do enjoy smelling it. So I guess it's okay. I just don't consume those type of beverages. But that's a story for another day. So we're gonna keep what's that, Chris?
I will leave my review for later on.
Okay, that sounds perfect then. So next we're gonna go with Cody representing LSU. What do you got, Cody?
Man, number 5, I got Jalen Wright from Tennessee. I think he is going to be a huge reason that Tennessee has a very successful season. Number 4, we're going to Ray Davis. I know Chris is going to miss him, but I think he is going to thrive at Kentucky. Number 3, Josh Williams from LSU. The dude's a workhorse, one of the hardest workers I've ever seen put on the purple and gold, has a really good story behind him. Number 2, Rocket Sanders. And number 1, Quinshawn Judkins.
I'm gonna have to really. I mean, I didn't really keep up with Ole Miss a lot last year, and maybe I'm ashamed that I didn't because I want to see this guy. Because if there's one thing about college football, everyone loves a good quarterback. But I tell you what, if you can get you a good running back that can really help keep the defense honest. Because if you don't have a good running back, then guess what? Then the defense they can play free. But if you got a running back and those guys got to cover a good running back, and so it's really good to have a good running back. That's for sure. So this guy, it's amazing what I learned on this show from all you guys, all you knowledgeable fans out there. You guys are teaching me something. So I appreciate it, my brothers. Thank you. So we just gonna just keep rolling. The next one is Missouri, Indy.
All right, here we go. So number 5, if I didn't say this guy right here, Truman, would be pretty disappointed. I'm going to go with Cody Schrader. He's a 6th year. He's coming back. He played at Truman State right up the road.
How's his knees? He's been in there for a while.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to be strong. And he's going to be out there. He's going to be running. All right. They got a lot of issues with the quarterback, so why not run the ball?
Yeah.
So next I got Ray Davis at Kentucky. He's an excellent addition. So just give him the ball and let him run, and there we go. Number 3, I got
ought to know how
Jace.
Ray Davis worked after the show he put on in Como last year.
Yeah.
You know what? For that comment, you get muted. Okay. Okay, keep going, Missouri, Indy.
Number 3, I got Jace McClellan from Alabama. He's playing at Alabama. Anybody who plays at Alabama is going to be good.
Yeah.
And they're going to make sure that he's good. So I got him at number 3. Number 2, Rocket Sanders. He's at Arkansas. Arkansas is a ground and pound offense. He's going to get those yards for him. And number 1,
I spelled that wrong.
And number 1, Quinshawn Judkins. Just because his name is awesome. He plays at Ole Miss. He's an excellent player. He's going to run it again.
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Run it again, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. All right, Tennessee, you up.
All right, man. So I've got Dajan Edwards from the University of Georgia. He last season he went for a little over 760 rush yards with 7 touchdowns. Stetson Bennett gone with Carson Beck taking over. I have a feeling they're probably going to utilize that running back spot a little bit more than they did, especially with a fresh quarterback. Number 4, I've got Ray Davis. He transferred in from Vandy. He has a real opportunity to show what he's actually made of, being at UK versus that piss poor, pitiful Vandy offensive line. Number 3, you guys are talking about the wrong running back at Tennessee in Jabari Small. You guys are forgetting totally about him. He does split time with Jalen Wright, okay, but he's more of the workhorse than Jalen Wright is. He's a better ball handler. Jalen Wright, he fumbles the ball way too much. We was talking about actually putting some duct tape on his hands so he could, keep a handle on the ball. And he runs like his ass is on fire. So just watch out for Jabari Small this upcoming season. Got Quinshawn Judkins up next for Ole Miss. He was actually a 3-star coming in at Ole Miss. He looks more like a 5-star now. Also, he has 30-1 odds to win the Heisman this year, so keep an eye on him. And then my number 1 is actually Rocket Sanders. I've got the running back at the University of Arkansas, 6'2", 237 pounds. Went for over 1,400 yards. He runs downhill and he runs angry. So that's my top 5.
Okay, you know what? Before we go any further, it seems to be this Rocket kid and this Sanders kid. No, Judkins. Those guys really seem to be the workhorses of the SEC this year. I mean, it's going to be exciting, man, to watch college football in a couple of weeks and see these guys go at it. These guys are trying to get contracts. These guys are trying to get NIL, and no better way to get out there and play your butt off and show people that you deserve to get paid. So thanks, Tennessee. Never thought I'd say thanks, Tennessee, but appreciate that. Actually, what we're going to do before we get, actually, you know what, Chris, you're next. I am going to get Georgia because he's here. I am going to get Alabama because they're here because we want to hear their thoughts. So, Vandy, we're going to go with you. Wes, we'll go next. And Georgia, the national champions. You can close it out for the running backs. All right? Okay. You. Chris, you up.
Okay, so my list looks a little bit different. At number 5, I got Montrell Johnson at Florida. I don't think Florida is going to be very good this year, but I think he's going to be the workhorse of that offense, and I think he's going to make some noise in the SEC. At number 4, I actually have Juju McDowell from South Carolina. He actually played behind Marshawn Lynch last year down there, played second fiddle, and they liked him so much down there at South Carolina that they actually decided to keep him rather than Lynch. Number 3, and this is kind of personal for me. I've seen him. He rushed for over 1,000 yards as a freshman at Temple. He transferred into Vanderbilt. He's got 2 rebuilt knees and still rushed for over 1,000 yards last year at Vanderbilt. Ray Davis at Kentucky. Next up, I got Raheem Sanders. The kid is explosive, makes all kinds of big plays down there. The reason I don't have him at number 1 is because obviously they have KJ Jefferson down there. I think having KJ as the quarterback at Arkansas takes a few carries away from Sanders. And number 1 overall, I got Quinshon Judkins at Ole Miss. This dude is an absolute stud. I think he carried the Ole Miss offense last year, and with another year under his belt, the sky's the limit.
There you go. As you notice, for your sorry about that, that's Georgia. Look right here for Montrell. Actually, was that it right there? One of the guys. Montrell, I didn't even put a that's Georgia. Sorry about that. For Chris's, I didn't even put anything for Johnson for what team he's from. I never heard of him before. So go Ray Davis. Good job. So let's do it. So hey, thank all you guys for actually sending me your top 5 and everything. I appreciate that. So now we're going to hear Wes. What's your top 5 running backs in the SEC this year, starting with the worst to the 5 down to 1?
So at number 5, I'm going to go, as much as I hate this, Brian Battie from Auburn. I think Auburn's going to try to run the ball. I think they're going to have to run the ball, especially with that offense that they have. They're going to have to try to control it. Number 4, Dustin, I got to give your boy Jalen Wright a little bit of love there. I just think that in that spread offense, a lot of times, if you look, the teams have led the SEC in rushing actually haven't been the traditional powerhouses like Georgia and Alabama. The last 2 years in back-to-back years, it's been Ole Miss who runs out of a spread. Tennessee coming out of that spread. I think Jalen Wright's going to have a lot of carries as well. Number 3, I'm going to go with Jace because with Jamar Gibbs not there, he's going to be the lead back at Alabama. I think Jace is going to get a lot of carries. I think we're going to go back to trying to run the ball a lot. Based on what Dallas Turner said, we're going to make it joyless murder ball again. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Number 2, I like Rocket Sanders as well. I think that they're a little bit slower paced team though, so he won't get as many carries as Quinshon Judkins, which by the way, if you go back and watch the episodes from last year, as a freshman, I said that Quinshon Judkins was the best running back in the SEC. I called it last year. The kid's a 3-star running back from Alabama. He feels slighted because he didn't get an offer from Auburn or Alabama. And I think that Lane Kiffin is the best play caller in all of college football. I think he's going to do it again. I think he's probably going to lead the SEC again. And had he not had to split carries at the beginning of the season with the highly touted 5-star TCU transfer, he probably would have led. He might have led the nation in rushing last year. I think Mike put himself in the transfer
Michael,
portal.
you were on mute.
Okay. Jason, national championship. You guys go. I don't want you guys. Look, let me tell you something, because I have to talk to the guys in the back room or whatever. I try to put my microphone on mute so you guys don't hear me typing, so it's not interfering with the show. So I'm just doing you guys a favor. I should mute all of you guys for yelling at me. I don't even like none of you. I mean, Matt, you do. I like you, okay? Because you're Kentucky, but rest of you guys, well, mute them all. Okay, George. Georgia, go. It's on you.
You're gonna really hate us this year, Michael, because we're golly. But anyway, so I got number 5. I just kind of went outside the box here. I actually like this Alabama freshman here named Justice Haynes. I think Justice Haynes is going to come on the scene and do some things that people didn't realize. That this guy, Georgia recruited him so hard. He was actually supposed to be coming to us, and we still are mad we lost him. But I really think that freshman.
You know, his dad was a Georgia legacy.
Yes, he was. And you know what I think is that he, they are going to that new scheme. They're going to this murder ball thing. I think he's going to get a lot of carries, and he's so good. He's talented. I'm telling you, this guy. I think he's my number 5. Number 4, I got Jarquez Hunter from Auburn. I mean, Tank Bigsby's out. This guy, I just think he's going to – I mean, what he did last year was pretty incredible with Tank Bigsby. He had 1,260 yards. Like I said, 6.5 yards per carry. I think he's going to do well. My number 3 is Kendall Milton. Almost got that one right, Tennessee, because Dejon Edwards, we love him. He's a hard hitter. He's such a workhorse. But man, Kendall Milton is just skilled. His talent. The problem is he couldn't stay healthy. But we got him healthy this year. He had 767 yards last year, and that was with. I mean, look at all that passing offense we had last year, and then Stetson Bennett. This year, I think Kendall Milton is going to be a breakout for us. I think he's going to do some things. My number 2, of course, is Rocket Sanders out of Arkansas. You guys know why. And then my number 1 is Quinshon Judkins. I mean, the guy had 1,565 rushing yards last year while sharing the first part of the season with Zach Evans. I mean, so Zach Evans was a burnout. He never was going to. That guy, I wish he's so skilled, but he just couldn't. I don't know. He just didn't do what he was supposed to do. But this guy at Ole Miss is going to do well this year. So that's my 5.
Cool.
So I got a quick question about that. So a couple guys have mentioned Milton from Georgia. Is the guy going to be able to drive a car and get to practice or get to the games? Because nobody at Georgia knows how to drive a car.
Yeah, only a Vandy fan can only talk about something like off the field stuff. Let's keep it on the field, guys. Come on. Yeah.
If you guys
do on the field, and then later we can talk about off-field stuff.
If you guys would keep it on the road, you wouldn't have 300 arrests for the vehicles since Kirby got there.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, we don't. It doesn't matter. You're talking about 18 to 22-year-olds. I don't know about you. I had a handful of tickets myself at that age. In fact, I'm 50 years old. I've got a high performance BMW. I still get tickets. So
my kind of car. There you go. And see, hey, and that's why Georgia is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's it right there. So, so is this? Let me ask you guys a question then before we move off the running backs. Is Quinshon, is he a Heisman type running back? Is he a person that may be in the running for that if he has a really, really great year?
He would be if he stays healthy on Ole Miss. Yeah. That's my opinion.
I agree. If he played on a team that was competing for the SEC or competing for a championship, he probably would be, because the Heisman voters have their heads stuck up their ass, and it's the best player on the best team.
True.
Because let's both be honest, and no shade, because I love the guy. Stetson Bennett had no business being in up there with those guys last year.
You're right. It should have been Hendon Hooker. It should have been Hendon Hooker up there.
It should have. Absolutely,
story, guys. He had to have the story, right?
You don't need to. Okay. First off, you start talking about the story again. You're doing the Heisman disservice. The Heisman is for the most outstanding. No, that's what the people on TV said, because ESPN needs to get ratings on it.
Yeah, well, there you go. They run it.
Now,
I guarantee you that.
Quinshon Judkins is the best running back in America, hands down. I'll go on statement or record as saying that right now. The kid is the best running back in America, but because he is not going to compete for the SEC championship, he would have to put up Barry Sanders type numbers to get invited there.
Okay.
And not only that, but they just don't have the media coverage in Mississippi like they do, like say in California, where you got 500 million people out there. You just don't have that kind of coverage media wise in Mississippi. So I think that hurts his chances.
If there's any non-QB that's going to be put up for the Heisman this year, it's going to be Brock Bowers.
I can see that. Honestly, I can see that. Brock Bowers will be one of the best SEC players all around this coming season, no doubt.
Guys, I would love for that to be true because I actually went to work for this company right here on my chest, and we actually just signed Brock to an NIL deal, and I will be setting up some appearances in the Georgia area with Brock.
Well, make sure
and I would love nothing more than to have Brock Bowers compete for a Heisman. But he plays, no offense, man, he's going to play at Georgia where he's going to have to split. He's not going to get enough receptions because Kirby, dude, I love what Kirby's done in the last couple of years. He's going out there, he's playing, 22, 21 personnel. He's getting real big when the trend was to go real small and real fast. So Kirby, what did he do? He overcorrected, right? Overcorrected, got real big. He put 3 tight ends out there. Like, I mean, for God's sakes, Ladd McConkey was your leading receiver last year.
He's amazing. Ladd's amazing.
So with that, we're going to go, because eventually we're going to talk about the tight ends too. So we won't get too in depth with the tight ends today. But yes, Georgia has some weapons. Hopefully Kentucky will get involved with their tight ends this year too as well. So Chris, you mentioned earlier that you are a big coffee drinker. What kind of coffee are you drinking these days?
So I got into this Bones coffee deal, and I got to tell you, I got me a sample pack. It comes with 5 different flavors. I've got the high voltage, I've got the medium roast, I've got the maple bacon, I've got the French vanilla, and I've got the strawberry shortcake. And let me tell you, when you try some Bones coffee, it's actually an explosion of flavor that leaves a nice, smooth coffee aftertaste. I've had the strawberry shortcake, I've had the French vanilla, I've had the maple bacon, and all 3 of them so far have topped any other coffee that I've ever drank in my life. I'm telling you, if you're not drinking some Bones coffee to start your day off and get that energy going with that caffeinated drink, you're just missing out on life the way it should be lived.
Okay, so I do have a question. So I saw this thing that you're more than likely to be a victim if you drink flavored coffee and black coffee. You're more than likely to be the murderer. So which is it?
Lord.
Didn't y'all see that drawing of that guy that was chasing people in Nashville that looked just like Chris?
He wasn't
He
drinking
needs
that
the
coffee,
energy, so they can't get away from him, guys.
You go, hey, where do you buy that? Where do you buy this coffee at?
You can get it at bonescoffee.com. They've got multiple different levels that you can get. You can get into a coffee of the month club. You can get your specific flavors. They've got over 30 different flavors right now. And it's amazing some of the flavors they got. The maple bacon is actually really good. The maple overpowers the bacon, but I'll stick with the French vanilla.
Chris, do they have a promo code? I don't know.
The promo code, if you look at the bottom of our screen, if you use Dog Bones, you get 10% off any purchase that you get. And we highly encourage you to go out and get yourself some Bones coffee.
Appreciate that. You make me want to go get me some coffee.
That's right.
Why not? Definitely. So next, I want to bring a very special guest on. We have joined a new network, and I'm just going to bring the president on of Dawgs, so he can explain what we're up to. So
why am I here in USC
thank
right
you.
now?
What is this shit? Why do we have USC's music playing? This is a SEC podcast.
Of course. Hunter would do this.
You didn't think you was going to come over here and get away with it, did you? Come on.
How you guys?
Hunter,
How you doing?
Good. Hey, we're glad you can jump on with us today.
Thank you. It's really special to be here. What a great show that you guys have. the SEC is truly the best conference. But I wrote this down. I said first to cheating and second to USC. What an excellent show that you guys have. I actually wrote a note down here. Stenson Bennett is equal to Manti Te'o situation. Two good stories for the Heisman. Manti Te'o is a very, very good example of Stenson Bennett. Good stories, good ratings. But thank you for having me on, Micheal.
Appreciate it. So, we're happy to be with you and everything like that. So, the floor is yours. Whatever you.
Yeah. So, we are college football dogs. We're not a business, but we are. Our hopes and dreams are to be a complete competitor to the 24/7 sports, the on-threes, and the only way to do that is building trust with the fans. And there's no other fan base in the country like the SEC, and that is probably 80 to 90% of our followers and viewers are from that area, on our website, on social media, and your show was, the great Kenny did not make it onto the show, which is sad, but the dynamic that you all have is pretty special. I think it's a good show to kind of show that. And what I also love about is, I was just talking to Colin. I said, everybody's lighting is so perfect on here. This show is great. This is a great, great show. Micheal, you've done a tremendous job. We're really happy to have you part of the Dawgs College Media Network, and we hope to build a really close relationship and help you guys get to the next level.
I appreciate that very much. I always tell these guys as well, pretty much every time we talk, that, even though I came up with second to none, this show is nothing without what these guys do, week in and week out. As you can tell, I'm not that bright when it comes to football. So, hey, these guys, they show up. Yeah. They're everything to what we're trying to get done here at second to none. And these guys are doing everything. So it's definitely, I take my hat off to all of these guys who show up on their off times. I know they got families, but they come here and they do it with a smile, and they enjoy it, and I enjoy it. Yeah. And that's why second to none is freaking the best out there, baby.
Yes.
Let's go.
And that's exactly why, we went and brought you guys on is the camaraderie that you guys have. You guys are all pretty close and fun. And I will say very, very funny. There were some funny things in there. I was dying with the Georgia joke here, that can a Georgia player make it to practice without getting a speeding ticket? I mean, it is pretty hilarious. And I think our viewers are going to really enjoy it. And welcome to the club. We're really happy to have you guys.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Hats off to you guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, thanks. I appreciate it. So to close the show out, thank you guys once again for the show that you guys put together. This is only going to get better. This is only going to get bigger, and we really appreciate it. Wes, we talk about you a lot because you're a big part of the team, and Alabama's a big part of the SEC, major part of the SEC. So it's definitely good to have you with us, and hope that you're able to continue to meet with us weekly if you can.
Oh, I'll be back. Don't worry. I got a whole bunch of weeks where I didn't talk smack to any of you guys.
Yeah.
And don't worry. Poor Kenny. I had a whole segment for Kenny lit up, and Kenny ran away.
Yeah.
Did.
I think the wind blew him away, I think.
Well, I was about to say the wind must have got a hold of his single wide and blew it away.
Yeah. Wow. That's wow. So, hey, Kenny, we love you if you're watching. You okay?
Oh, man.
Good job, Kenny.
I do have to address this one comment.
Okay, go ahead.
This guy says, "Damn, Vandy has fans."
Oh my!
Hey, you just hide and watch when Clark Lee achieves his goal of building the best program in college football.
What, 6-6?
We are going to have
fans. Have you been drinking? What's in that coffee?
Caffeine, baby.
Hey, so before
something exploded in your mouth.
One thing, and I didn't even throw this on here, but I feel like we need to all see this because. Colin, can you put up that front screen that we saw before we all came on here? Because Yeah. So if you get a look at that, you'll just pay attention because there's a lot of funny stuff in
There's
there.
a lot of stuff going on in there.
I didn't know Kenny was a cigarette smoker, but apparently he is.
I didn't know neither. I think someone asked him. He said no.
He actually said he
Man.
doesn't smoke, but I'm not sure I believe that.
I don't believe that either. And that burner phone, that pink burner phone he's got, it's channeling his inner Hugh Freeze. I love it. I love it.
That's cool.
If Hugh Freeze had a burner phone, he might still be at Ole Miss.
That's true. I guess that's true. So hey, so once again, I want to thank you guys to actually close us out today. It will be the LSU guy, Cody.
All right, everybody. Well, first of all, I'd like to say it's been an honor to be on this show today. Look forward to many more episodes to come. I probably should have been on with you guys last year, but I guess I was kind of scared to be on a podcast. But here we are. Very happy to be on. After doing our baseball show, it's definitely made me happy to be back in the media realm. But to close this out today, I thought about something. I'm a guy, I like to do predictions. I've always liked to do predictions. So I want to ask, I want each person in here to give me one random prediction that you expect to see from the season this year.
That's easy for me.
Okay, Chris, we'll start at you.
Okay, I get the honor of going first.
Yeah.
UTSA goes into Neyland Stadium and knocks off the Vols.
Oh, no, that you are wrong. You're so okay. You want to know my bold prediction? Vandy goes 0-12.
There you go.
Gets run out of Nashville.
All right,
that's my bold prediction.
George.
Oh man, there's, geez. What is the surprise of the season?
The surprises of the season are going to be when the picture surface of George hitting the nude beach last week on vacation.
Okay. Wait a minute. Time out there. I did not go to no nude beach. Okay. Nobody. No, that's we're not even discussing that. Okay. This is SEC. This is a family show.
Yeah.
Chris. This is a family show. My surprise. Man, I think A&M is going to have the same record or worse this year.
Okay. So
I don't think that's that bold of a prediction. I think that actually is pretty solid there, George.
There you
go. Tennessee, you gave yours, unless you want to give another one.
No, that was a BS prediction. No,
Okay.
I think Vanderbilt only wins 2 games this year. No, I think who will win the SEC is going to be LSU between Tennessee. That is my prediction for the SEC championship this year.
All right, Matt.
Bama goes down again.
That's bold.
Matt.
Kentucky's going to end up having a better year. Their offensive line is going to end up getting a lot better. Their 2 main wide receivers, Arian Brown and Dane Key, are going to have a big year with Devin Leary. So I'm going to make a big prediction that Kentucky goes to 10-2 and has a big victory over Tennessee.
That ain't happening either.
Wow.
Don't forget them wide receivers.
Even with your best teams, Matt, even with your best teams that you've had, you've still not been able to beat Tennessee. Tennessee is like your kryptonite for some.
Yep, you're muted.
You're muted.
Georgia.
I predict that Georgia is going. This is not too difficult. Georgia's going to three-peat this year. It's going to be the first time in the modern era that it's happened, and their O-line is going to win the Joe Moore Award unless they give it to Michigan again, which every year so far Georgia's deserved it since they have the last 2 years. But anyway, that's my bold prediction.
Alabama.
It's easy to look like you got a great line when you play the Sisters of the Blonde and Poor.
I didn't know what you said.
Say that again, Wes.
I said it's easy to look like you got a great offensive line when you play the Sisters of the Blonde and the Poor.
Yeah, we can't help it. Y'all are all on our schedule, so
Man, you guys have one of the weakest, most cupcake type schedules in the entire country.
Hey,
No wonder you can make it to the Natty every year.
I give you that.
You know what?
This year,
Hey,
we couldn't help it.
they were supposed to play Oklahoma, and they're like, "Oh no, we can't do that. They're coming to the SEC." But Texas still gets to play Alabama.
Right.
Yeah, we were actually mad about that. We
Um,
wanted that Oklahoma game.
Yeah. What you got, Alabama?
Yeah, sure you did.
Yeah.
My bold prediction is that Matt gets his ankle bracelet off and runs away. We never see him again. No, for real, my bold prediction is that that Kentucky and Florida both take the loss to Vanderbilt last year, and both of them beat Vanderbilt by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be no problem there, Vanderbilt.
Yeah. You are not,
Matt,
you are not
Matt,
getting
don't
muted for that.
say that because that's what you said last season, and look what happened.
True.
Hey, Spurs up, Dustin.
There you go. So there
Shut
you
up.
have it, guys. Hey, so there you have it, man. The SEC, second to none. This is it right here, man. This is what we do. If you watch the show, if you viewed, if you like the page or whatever, appreciate everything you guys do for the love. Don't forget to check out our YouTube page as well, too. We got a Facebook page, Facebook group. Please check us out. Please also check out the Dawgs Facebook page, too, as well. Appreciate all of that. And in the famous words of Big Mike, go SEC.
And don't forget to like
College Football Dogs. By the fans, for the fans.